everybody, as we rock and roll, waking up here on a Monday. Welcome in, everybody. I got a little Rick Boehning music going this morning. Rick cannot hear me this morning. Can you crank up your phone? There it is. We had Rick turned down for a little bit this morning. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy KAYE'S Monday Mindset Monday.
Good morning.
Good to see all of you. Welcome in, everybody, as we get rocking and rolling here on Good Morning Huntsville. Great to be here on this beautiful, beautiful, foggy Monday, and we are so thankful for all of you for joining us as we do get started on another episode of Good Morning Huntsville, and here we are, episode number 682.
Wow.
Bad boy, what you gonna do? I always used to rhyme that for some reason. Rick, you're not really a bad boy.
No, I'm not.
Just a good old guy.
I'm not a good old boy.
Good old guy. Yeah, good old guy. Kay, good morning. Great to see you.
Good seeing you.
I was just making a comment, Kay. With this new lighting in here, your hair is just magical today. The color of your hair, it just pops with this color. So I wanted to give you the compliment. I don't know if I've always complimented her on her hugs. Now I'm complimenting you on your hair this morning.
It's bright purple?
It's a cool glow. I like it. So
you never compliment me on my hair.
No, I know, Rick. It's just lack thereof. No, just kidding.
There ain't much there.
It's coming to me. Don't worry. It's on the way. So it runs in the fam. But that's okay because that just means more wisdom is what I think. I was trying to.
It's a solar-powered knowledge machine.
There you go. Thank you, Rick. I was just trying to dig myself out of that little hole I put myself in there with you, Rick.
I'm writing the book, 101 Uses for a Bald Head.
Like it, man. Like it. One of them, I don't know.
Well, if you're stuck in the desert, you can polish it and signal airplanes.
There you go. And if you put a piece of paper over it and you flash it, then SOS.
That's right.
Hey, do us a favor this morning. Let us know that you're out there. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. It is a marvelous Monday, and here in a few moments we'll have KAYE'S Monday Mindset. Always a great way to start your day, and we want to thank you for waking up. You know, Mondays are not always the easiest as we get into the groove of a new week, but that's why we do KAYE'S Monday Mindset. We'll highlight that here in a few moments. Before we do dig into all of that, we want to acknowledge our underwriters, Elliott's Jewelers. He's online at elliottjewelers.com for our underwriting support, and also Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Their website is tomorrowspromise.info. Rick Boehning, of course, joining us as always here on a Monday. Great to wake up with y'all and be here in the studio. So thank y'all.
Did you wake up with us?
Well, wake up on the show with you.
Oh, okay.
Wake up on the show with you. I knew when I said that Rick was going to say something like, well, people say, hey, wait, thanks for waking up with us. Good to see you this morning.
Well, it is good to see you. It's always nice to see a smile on your face.
Thank you. Yeah, Miss Molly, I was running, Kay. I was prancing or skipping.
He was skipping. He wasn't prancing.
I had to go run and grab a paper that I printed for Kay, and I realized very quickly when I was running, normally my knees were hurting, and I found out something this morning, maybe some breaking news for folks with knee pain, that if you kind of skip a little bit instead of a full-on run, it took the pressure off my knees, and I was able to skip my way, and it just looked goofy. I wish there was a camera on it. So
I saw it. I didn't think it was that goofy looking because I ask the waitress a lot of times when she says, follow us, I say, can we skip?
Nice. Well, hey, I wanted to highlight a couple of things right off the bat. Kay, you guys with the Tomorrow's Promise Education Foundation, of course, a nonprofit, Tomorrow's Promise here in town, and y'all had a wonderful fundraiser. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to be there. I had duties down in New Waverly, but I saw the social media pictures, and I wanted you to highlight the Cherish Your Imagination event. It looks like everyone had a great time.
I think they did.
Here, we can do this a little bit too.
Being the hostess, you're running around all the time, and you don't get to hear and see and take care of everything. Just watch the show. But I heard a lot of laughter and a lot of talking and stuff like that. So I think everybody had a great time.
What a cool event, Rick. Maybe your thoughts on it.
I was doing a lot of running around too, but I did get to sit and watch part of it. I watched the final round, where the newlyweds and then the people had been married 15 years and the people had been married more than 20. And it was pretty good.
Who who walked away with the grand prize? Are we allowed to disclose that?
Yeah, it's Robert Macaluso, wasn't it?
Oh.
No, he was one of the finalists.
Oh,
the couple in the middle.
I didn't know them.
Yeah, I did catch their
I
name.
always like when it's people you don't know that
It was
win.
nobody we know.
That's great, and that's good when you think about events too. Having people that come that you don't know. That if you don't know, then you know the word is getting out, and the word got out. And I know great attendance, great turnout, food was good, and
It was delicious.
people had a great time. So it was.
Of course, I wasn't allowed to eat, but it looked delicious.
Are you happy it's over, Kay? I know there's a lot of work that goes into these events. Are you happy it's over?
Yes, I had a lot of fun putting it on, and getting ready for it was a little stressful, but we got up the next morning and had to drive to Pasadena for a training, and then we had a granddaughter have a birthday party in Houston, and then we had company yesterday, and then the Super Bowl, and it was just kind of like the whole weekend has been a whirlwind of there hadn't been any downtime.
I decided on that Super Bowl stuff that I was done with doing the square thing. The family always does the squares. It's just a little family tradition with Bridget's family, and I never ever get lucky in that stuff. You know, I'm glad I could support I try to look at it positive, Kay. I'm glad I could support the cause. But yeah, no, it always gets down to that one where I have the two numbers and I'm doing good, and then there's always something at the very end where I lose. So
Last night's game would have been a nail biter if you were doing that.
yeah, last night's game was a good snoozer for a while too.
Yeah.
So I was actually in the middle of changing brakes during the game. Bridget kind of got frustrated. I thought you were coming in here to watch the. I said, well, I had a stuck pin in my caliper, which I've never experienced that, and so I had to figure out how to get that thing out. So that was my night. But
I saw your video.
it was great fun. Well, Kay, I do love the fact that you're putting on these great events for this community, and it blesses and supports the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and the efforts that you guys do through getting books in children's hands. You know, there's people listening this morning, maybe for the first time over the radio, that are saying, what are y'all talking about? That's what it's about. It is about getting books into children's hands, ages 0 to 5, those books at no charge, and there's shipping costs, and that's what these events go to help fundraise for.
Mm-hmm. We got, of course, we're still putting in our expenses and our, kind of rough estimates on the revenue and everything. But I think we raised enough to pay for the next 4 or 5 months of books.
Wow. Yeah,
So.
that's really good. Because that shipping is not cheap. And I don't know how Amazon keeps doing it. You know, they lose. I heard something that Amazon loses about $2 billion a year in shipping, but they make so much more on the other side. They don't care. It's kind of like the USPS. They lose money, but they're still in operation. That's all right. I wish I could find a job like that.
Yeah.
If anybody knows of that.
Didn't care if you lose money.
Yeah, that'd be
I
nice.
get yelled at if I lose money.
Well, Kay, again, folks, go online to tomorrowspromise.info. You can find, or yourimagination.info. You can find out more about these events that they have to help raise money for the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library through Tomorrow's Promise. So, Kay, I wanted to make sure that we highlighted that for sure this morning. And anything else on that? I didn't know if you have any other thoughts on that before we shift gears.
Is it happening next year?
Yes. I think people really enjoyed it, and I heard a lot of positive comments about how much fun and how different it was, and a few comments about some of the questions that nobody could answer the questions. We had it where they could play at the table too.
Oh, cool.
So the people that actually got up in front to participate and win prizes, obviously won the prizes, but everybody in the audience, they had index cards and pens, and so they could answer the questions and pretend like they were playing too. And
So nobody felt left out. I like that.
Yeah.
I felt left out.
So it was fun.
Just silence
Yeah,
right there.
see how much sympathy I
the
got.
silence treatment. So, well, it's great. And again, wonderful photos that I saw being shared on social media after that. So, well, let's shift gears. And I wanted to talk about what we get to talk about every Monday here. It's KAYE'S Monday Mindset. And listen to this, friends. Maybe, again, you're joining us for the first time. We do this every Monday. We also share it on the website at hellohuntsvilletx.com. But today's mindset measuring progress, not perfection. So, Kay, what do you have for us today?
Which tied really well into last week.
Yeah.
So I do see myself doing this all the time, like I said last week. So many people stop moving forward because they think progress has to look perfect. They wait until timing is right, the plan is flawless, and they feel completely confident. And while they're waiting, nothing happens. Here's the truth. Life rarely gives us perfect. If we wait for perfect, we stay stuck. So this idea about growth isn't about perfection, it's about progress. And I love that because real change doesn't come from having it all figured out. It comes from showing up, trying, learning, messing up a little, and getting back up again. Perfection puts pressure on us. Progress gives us permission. And if you think about a child, I mean, they don't walk the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they make progress until they fall down a lot. So you have to get back up. So perfection keeps people frozen. When you think it has to be flawless, it's easy to feel overwhelmed before you even start. Progress says just take the next step. Even a small one counts. Progress builds confidence. Every time you move forward, even imperfectly, you're proving to yourself that you can learn, adjust, and keep going. Confidence doesn't come from getting it right the first time. It comes from trying again. Progress gives you grace. Growth is rarely a straight line. There are good days and hard days, steps forward and steps back. When you focus on progress instead of perfection, you allow yourself to be human while still moving forward. So here's your progress challenge for the week. So define progress. Decide what progress looks like for one area of your life right now. This will give you clarity instead of pressure. And track your small wins. Write down one thing each day that moved you forward. It reminds you that progress is happening. And then release the perfection. Pay attention to where you're being too hard on yourself and ease up a bit. This brings you peace and keeps you going. Progress doesn't need applause. It just needs consistency. And you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to keep moving. This week, stop comparing yourself to some impossible standard and start giving yourself credit for how far you've come. Steady, imperfect, honest progress. That's more than enough.
The phrase that came to mind, you mentioned in there, about perfection and, kind of things getting locked up. And I think of this when, especially if you have like an ADD mind and you're always bouncing all over the place, and it's very difficult to put everything in a row. Does that make sense?
Oh,
because
my brain is all over the place. I think I'm ADHD.
Yeah, when you think of, some people can write down A to Z and go through the whole alphabet. I bounce around on the alphabet, and then the Greek alphabet flies in there somewhere. It's A, B, alpha, beta, zeta, all over the place. Then C, D, E, F, G. I have no idea what's going on.
And then throw some Roman numerals.
Yeah, no joke. But I think about when all that happens, and for me, the phrase that stuck into my head years ago was paralysis by analysis. And I think so many times we want to do something, but we want to do it right, which is good. But we're afraid to take that leap forward because we're worried that it won't be perfect. And the good news is it's never going to be perfect. And you can always build upon it, tweak it, continue to mold it, shape it. But you have to take that first step. And I think what you said is right on the money. And progress is taking that first step, a leap of faith, if you will. So maybe this morning someone has an idea. Take that leap of faith. Start the progress.
Well, Cherish Your Imagination was an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I had wanted to do something for Valentine's Day for several years and just couldn't come up with what I wanted to do besides a dinner because everybody does a dinner. And so then when I came up with the idea of the Newlywed Game type show, I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
I had the venue rented, but, Christmas and things like that came up. And so I had a goal set of, how many silent auction items I would have, how many live, and I had a goal in mind. And did I reach that goal? No. But I also set I set a BHAG goal, big, hairy, audacious goal. So, but I shoot for the moon,
Yeah.
And maybe I didn't quite get as far as I wanted, but I am very happy with the way it turned out. Was it perfect? No. But, I wanted people to have fun.
Well, like they say, if you reach for the stars, you're not going to come up with a handful of mud.
Yeah.
Good one, Rick. This is part of Rick's book that's coming out soon.
And so, Rick knows when I'm disappointed in something and didn't achieve perfection and things like that, because kind of thing. But he has not heard, I don't think, me say one bad thing about Cherish that.
I haven't heard any. In fact, at Cherish, she was not nearly as stressed as I expected her to be.
I was actually having fun at Cherish, which a lot of times Lasso has me totally stressed out.
Yeah.
So
You don't want to talk to her when she's at Lasso.
maybe this year's goal will be a little less.
we need to start working on it now.
Lasso. I'm trying to think of, like, instead of lasso your imagination, lasso the stress or something. But Kay, real quick, when did you, just to let the viewers and the listeners out there know, when did you think of, I know you said that you had been thinking about an idea like this for a long time, but from actually putting pen to paper for this event, when the idea for Cherish Your Imagination came, it was a pretty quick turnaround, right?
Yeah, I think we booked the venue right after Lasso.
Yeah.
So the idea kind of popped in, of the
She
Newlywed
decided
Game.
She wanted
Right?
to do something, but the Newlywed Game idea, that didn't show up until like November, right?
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. When you think about that turnaround, though, of planning and getting it ready and then having it over at the Walker Education Center, that's turned into a really kind of neat venue for a lot of events. A lot of events are being held there.
I didn't want to, when we have Lasso, we spend 2 days decorating the fairgrounds to make it look nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to spend 2 days decorating something. And just, it's so big.
Yeah.
And
it's a good facility, just big.
I didn't want to try to put on a big event. I wanted something a little bit more smaller and a little more intimate. And I had booked the venue early. And
She knew she was going to have a dinner. She just wasn't sure what we were going to do for entertainment.
and even that morphed.
We thought about having you juggle.
Yeah. Right. Well, it'd be a severe disappointment.
I was saying, even the last part of December, it morphed into a different idea, because at first we were just going to draw 3 couples.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want more people to have more fun or more chances. And so then it kind of morphed into, let's do a preliminary round of people being together for a different length of time, and then have finalists, and have the finalists compete for a cash prize. And so that way, 9 couples got to participate.
Yeah, that's cool. So everybody had a chance of being involved in a way.
Yeah.
There was a drawing for each thing.
Was there any singles in the house? I remember we talked about that some single people were allowed to come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there were a
they were
few.
allowed to come, but I don't remember seeing any there.
There were a couple. I saw a few.
Awesome.
Some
Well-
people. There were a couple of singles that came that just wanted to see the show.
Yeah, those are always fun. Well, cool. I wanted to say publicly, congratulations on a great event, and what a great way to start what now will become a tradition. And now you have the inaugural Cherish Your Imagination. Now you can have the second annual Cherish Your Imagination. Planning underway now.
Yeah.
No, there's other planning today on things happening. So, okay, I love it. Great idea. Great way for this community to be involved. And there really wasn't anything in February. There's always a few things going on, but nothing kind of like, hey, this is a signature event here in Huntsville and throughout Walker County. Well, now there is. Now, Cherish Your Imagination in February. Mark your calendars. And here's the cool thing about this whole event. We haven't even had Valentine's Day yet, and we've already had a Valentine's event. So
That's right.
You could go, take your sweetheart out, or go by yourself, have the event, go, and then you still have Valentine's Day coming up. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Well, that's why she didn't want to do it on Valentine's Day.
I wanted to have something different, and then plus, try to get a restaurant to cater on Valentine's Day probably would have been hard for them too.
Yeah, would have been a lot.
So,
well, great. Well, friends, again, support the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and Tomorrow's Promise Educational Foundation. You can go online. The website is yourimagination.info, and a great way for you to give back to this community and give back to literacy. I talk so much about how important early childhood literacy is. I wanted to mention this just for a couple more minutes here, and then we'll break and head over to social. Here's the cool thing. My little girl is starting to write letters now, and it's so neat being a dad or being a parent, because every little thing that as adults we take for granted, we write all the time, or we type something, or we write something. That's second nature to us. But here's this whole new world that's opening up for my little girl now, and it's unbelievable. And she's writing. It's so funny because she's writing 3 letters over and over, and she says, "Daddy, I really like the letter B." And so she writes B's all over the place. B's kind of, I said, well, it's kind of a fun letter to write, it's pretty neat. And then she writes I's, the letter I. She writes a lot of those. And
Capital or lowercase?
Lowercase I, and then an O.
She likes that little tuttle at the
Oh,
tittle.
yeah.
Tittle?
Dot.
and actually,
Sophisticated for me, Rick. No.
actually, a B is a very hard letter to form.
She writes it better than me. I'm like, wow, that's pretty good writing there. And so all over her papers, all over the house now, B-I-O, B-I-O. I was like, does that mean anything? No, Daddy, I like to write it B-I-O. And she's just writing it on everything. And then she'll put a little smiley face sun next to it. So I'm trying to figure out where that comes from. But I mention all this for a reason, because as a parent, here's something that is just awesome for me to see my child writing. Well, that comes from the early literacy that she is learning through these books. And that's why this program is so powerful, Kay.
Yeah. Have you started playing games with her in the car, like what starts with B?
We did yesterday. We were saying, she said that there was a boy here at church yesterday, and Bridget could not remember his name, but he goes to Tomorrow's Promise. But he came here and he was in the nursery with Braylon. And Braylon said, that boy from my school was here this morning. And Bridget remembered his name started with a duh. And she was like, that boy, his name starts with a D. What's his name? Duh. And then Braylon said his name, and we're like, whoa. So she's picking up. And we do that when we read at night. We have a simple little alphabet book that we're reading. Not to go back to her, being a super little tiny baby. But it's one of those books, but we go through it pronouncing the letters, and the letters are big enough to where she traces them. She learned that at the school. She traces all the letters, and she'll go
learning.
B. So yeah, she's doing that.
Yeah. Well, when you're in the car, you can go monkey, man. What else? What can you think of that starts with And if you keep doing that and do different letters and things, the learning to read also comes from sound. So getting her to listen to the sounds of what the beginning sound is. And then you can do it with ending sound too.
Speaking my love language over there with McDonald's, McDonald's.
I did that on purpose.
Oh,
of course, you need to do your accreditation call first before you go to McDonald's.
Yeah, perfect. We'll make sure that happens. Well, any final comments here on this segment? It's always a lot of fun to be able to bring this first segment on Spirit Radio FM. We want to thank everybody for listening over the FM airwaves. Just maybe any final comments today before we break and head over to the social media.
Just remember to measure your progress. Every day you've made a step further in the right direction. And
she's saying every day you get a little bit older is what she's saying.
If that's the case, then at what age do we reach perfection?
I'm here.
Here's something that you just said that I think will resonate with with all of our audience, but especially a select group of our audience. When you think about measuring your progress, think about those this morning where this signal reaches 5 of the 7 prison units here in our community. There's people listening. We know there are. We have feedback. And so this morning, in a very serious way, there's some folks that are behind prison walls this morning, and they've got an opportunity to get back out and to be a part of the community. And even for those that may not, you can still make progress this morning. And think about that. Measure your progress every day. Measure your progress, no matter what you're going through. And some could be going through the most difficult season of their life. And I always say this, that there is consequences for our actions. But in the midst of all that, I think of God's word when it says, when I was hungry, you came and fed me. When I was in prison, you came to see me. And we have an obligation on this station, which is what the Lord put in my heart, to reach this community and to reach the globe, but also to reach those that are behind walls this morning. And I know that we're talking about progress, but I want that message to even resonate for those of you that may think there's no hope for me. Maybe I'm never going to get out of here, or maybe when I get out, I have no family, or I have nowhere to go. But there are glimpses of hope, and I want people to latch on to that this morning. And maybe you're not physically behind a prison wall, but maybe in your own life there's a prison that you've encapsulated yourself in that you just can't find a way out. Number one, we have to speak truth, and that truth is the way out is through Jesus Christ. But number two is measure your progress. There are little things that you can do every day. And as you said, you don't have to do this huge thing. Look at the event you just had. You even said, I didn't want to plan this massive, huge event. You planned an event. It turned out successful. And now the ideas are flowing, and there's tangible progress that you can measure going forward to the next event. And so
I didn't do everything just in one day either.
Yeah.
It took a little bit here, a little bit there.
And all those little things add up. And I've always done this in our ministry here with media at first, is I tell our people on our team, just find one new thing a week, one thing that we can either incorporate or improve. And after 52 weeks, that's a lot of things. Whereas if you try to focus on 5 or 6 things at once, and sometimes we have to do that, let's be honest, as business owners and all that, you do. But a big goal, if you have goals, focus on one thing a week. And we've done that. And even here in the studio, I said, man, I want to kind of do something else and lift this up, because it was looking kind of, blah in here with just walls. And I've already reached out to Lee Jameson. I want Lee to come in and quote us to put a mural here behind it. So every week I'm thinking of just one new idea, not 20, but just one idea for the station, and we can measure that progress. So good word this morning, Kay. Thank you. Well, hey, we're going to take a break. 8 o'clock is the time. We'll take a break, and the show will continue on social media. Kay's got to get rolling pretty quick, so on social media, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back with Rick and Kay's Top 10, so make sure you stay engaged. For those of you on the FM radio, have a great day. For those of you that want to stay on, you can continue to follow the show on the Hello Huntsville Facebook and YouTube channels. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSPLP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
At Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, we're not just a place where children pass the time. We are not a daycare. We are a child care center focused on the growth, learning, and discovery. Every day, children engage in meaningful activities that build confidence, independence, and a love for learning. From reading and math to social and practical life skills, our students are active participants in their development. Ready to give your child something more? Visit tomorrowspromise.info and discover what makes our school different. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Education you can trust.
Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
When you hear this music, you know that it's time on a Monday that you've been waiting for all week long. You were sweating in your sleep last night, anticipating this moment right here, right now. From Studio 1229J, it's Rick. Oh, it's Rick.
And Kay's.
Top 10. And here we go.
Good morning. If you're awake, dressed, and vertical today, congratulations. You survived the Super Bowl.
It's also called Why Is Everybody Moving So Slowly Today? But yes, barely.
This is the top 10 ways to what was it? Know you survived the Super Bowl. Number 10, you're wearing clothes that technically count as an outfit.
But emotionally, it's pajamas.
Number 9, your voice sounds like you personally coached the team.
I yelled encouragement. That counts.
Number 8, you're still arguing about a call that happened yesterday.
And I will not be changing my mind.
Number 7, you brought leftovers to work and called it meal prep.
Wings for breakfast is confidence.
Number 6, every conversation today starts with, did you watch the game?
And if you didn't, you're stuck nodding politely.
Did you watch the game?
Actually, I did. Number 5, you don't remember the commercials, just strong opinions about them.
I didn't like one, loved another, and missed half of them getting snacks.
Number 4, your brain is moving at halftime speed.
Long pauses included.
Number 3, you keep checking the clock like it personally betrayed you.
Time is moving suspiciously slow.
Number 2, you're convinced Monday should be optional after the Super Bowl.
There's actually a move for that.
Number 1, the true sign you survived the Super Bowl. You showed up today, even if mentally you're still on the couch.
With snacks and zero regrets.
So be gentle with yourself today, Huntsville.
Hydrate, caffeinate, and don't make any big decisions until tomorrow.
There you go. It's Rick.
And Kay's.
Top 10. I need to get like a guy to voice that for us. I need to get
I
my
think
buddy.
you're doing a great
I
job.
need to get Jeff Lawrence to do. I need to get Cooter to do it.
Cooter Robertson.
Yes, I need to get Cooter in here to. No, here's your top 10. So there you go. Great top 10 today. We just have a few more minutes. I know, Kay, you got to bounce out of here in about 5 minutes. Since we're on the Super Bowl talk, well, first, real quick, welcome back in social media as we are on the Facebook pages, YouTube. Big thank you to Elliot Herzlich for all your jewelry needs online, elliotsjewelers.com. Do you remember that there was some HOTWIRE, hotwire.com? You remember those commercials?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking of all the .coms because the way they used to say them. For some reason, when I said elliotsjewelers.com.
It brought it back to mind.
Yeah, I was thinking of those.
I remember those commercials.
I'm trying to think of one of them that.
The 90s.
Lost another one to Ditech. Do you remember that one? Also, of course, support brought to you by Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Their website is tomorrowspromise.info. Kay and Rick Boehning hanging out with us on this marvelous KAYE'S Monday Mindset. And friends, I want to encourage you this morning. Maybe you've been looking for that place, or maybe you've got a child on the way and you're thinking, what am I going to do? I'm going to stress out. I don't know where my children go to school. It was a big deal for us when we went to Fargo trying to figure out what are we going to do with Braylon whenever it's time for her to get plugged into a school, because we had her at Tomorrow's Promise at the Children's House when we were here before we moved. And it can be a very stressful situation, but let the folks at Tomorrow's Promise ease that stress. You'll find a great place where your children aren't just there to stay alive, they're there to thrive. And you will get them back in one piece. And every once in a while, maybe just a little scrape on a knee. I mean, that's children, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
but
I
nothing
scraped my
bad.
knee yesterday.
Yeah, nothing bad. They play on the playground. I scrape my knees every once in a while. But I'll tell you what, you guys really go above and beyond. I was just talking earlier, Kay, about how Caden runs to Miss Ashley. It's like when Miss Ashley's there, he don't want nothing to do with his daddy, and that's fine by me. Because Miss Ashley, he runs to her. Miss Ashley, pick my baby boy. And I'm like, he's yours. You can have him for the next 8 or 9 hours. It is important, though, to have a place that you can trust, and we trust Tomorrow's Promise. So thank y'all for all that y'all do.
Well, that's one reason why I'm leaving early today, is we're working on accreditation. So possibly we might be able to expand again.
Awesome. Progress.
Yeah, one
Baby
little
steps.
step at a time.
Yeah. Little baby steps at a time.
That's right.
We do have about 3 more minutes, Kay, before we'll take a break. I know you got to head out of here at 8:15. Super Bowl was on yesterday. We all know. The game was very snorish.
The first 3 quarters, anyway.
Very snorish. That's why I was changing my brake pads. I said, this is more entertaining changing my brakes than watching this game. But there is always that mentality that you have to have some sort of a food with the Super Bowl. I don't know why. It's just something that's ingrained in us. I picked up some Nolan Ryan beef patties from H-E-B and some Bar-S hot dogs. What was there any special meal, Rick,
Well,
that you did?
My daughter, son-in-law, and daughter-in-law came into town, so we all went over to Texas Roadhouse.
Ah, okay. So y'all watched it there.
No.
No, it was right before it started.
Okay.
And we got there about 4:30, I think.
So you had the meal there,
Yeah.
then came and watched the game.
Then we went home, and everybody went home.
I just think about like when these events happen, you'll see these spreads on some people's kitchen tables, and it'll have like all the football little design. I'm like, man, there needs to be we don't have a party supply company here in Huntsville, do we?
I don't know.
I think they closed.
There used to be a party
Yeah.
stop over
Yeah.
there by
The 45 shopping center somewhere over there?
no.
I don't know.
No, over by Lee Barron's.
Yeah, where Lee Barron lived to.
There was a party place over there. Well, I just think about that. Whenever you go to Hobby Lobby and get some stuff, or you go to what's that place next to Academy? There's a little cheap place right there. It's almost like a strip mall convenience store, but they've got everything in there. It's got a bunch of O's in the name or something.
Right.
I can't think of what but I know the O's.
I know the O's too.
Anyways,
Just because Braylon's been practicing those.
yeah. There's probably a B in there too. I don't know. But it's a good time to get together. It just feels different. I was telling Bridget, I used to throw these big little get-togethers and big little get-togethers. We'd throw these we'd throw these get-togethers. We'd have a fire in the backyard. But right now,
I had one of those, but it was the fire department got called, so we don't do that anymore.
we're sitting there wondering nowadays. This year, you don't need a fire in the backyard. It's going to be almost 80 degrees for a high today, which is unbelievable. In fact, like 81 or 82 as the week goes on. And
I don't have a problem with that.
I do. I like to have a little cold in my life.
We had cold.
Yeah.
Of course, I was in Jamaica, but we had it.
That's because it came because y'all left. So,
You want us to leave again?
no. But Kay has to leave. That's a perfect segue into what we're talking about. So, Kay, final thoughts before you go. 30 seconds, Kay.
Have a great day, everyone.
All right. Well, there she is, Kay Boehning. She's got to go. Rick and I will keep you entertained for the next 15 to 20 minutes. Stay with us as we continue the show, the Rick Boehning and Rob Hip version. Stay with us.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. It's going to get fun. It's going to get rowdy.
And we're
Stay
gonna
tuned.
rap.
Yeah. No, we're not. We'll be back. Stay with us. Kay, have a great day.
Tomorrow's Promise Montessori schools believe in creating spaces where children can learn, grow, and use their imaginations. At any Tomorrow's Promise location, children enjoy the largest playgrounds in town. Tomorrow's Promise Montessori is a fun school where every child learns at their own pace, and mastery of a concept is expected before moving on to the next concept. At Tomorrow's Promise, every child is respected, loved, and nurtured for the unique individual that they are.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tomorrowspromise.info for more information. Education you can trust. Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? Maybe it's been a while since you've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well, friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope, and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
This harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSPLP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
This is KHSP LP, Huntsville, Texas, the Spirit of Huntsville.
Hi, this is Braylon. You are listening to Fear Radio. God bless you.
I never get tired of playing
adorable.
my children. The children. All right, welcome back. Hanging out with Rick Boehning now, and it's National Rehydration Day today.
Is it?
Yeah, time to rehydrate.
Coffee?
By the way, Rick has moved seats so you can actually see him now.
Well, I actually tell people this is coffee, but we're not going to say what's really in it.
Look at this guy. Can you see this over here, Rick, or is it kind of... Look at that guy right there. Whoa, look at that guy.
Leaning over to see.
You got time to lean? You got time to clean.
That's right.
Think about that this
You just
morning.
clean this up right here.
Yeah, if you're working somewhere this morning, you're on somebody's clock. Don't be leaning.
What if I'm not? I'm actually on the clock, but I'm over here.
What if you're like standing on the clock, and then you see? This is what you need to do. This is a great. I just had an idea, Rick. That's
What
going to
is
be.
it?
It's kind of like that Office Space movie where the guy had to jump to conclusions. Matt, I just had an idea. I'm going to start selling clocks. Now, not your traditional hang them on the wall type clock. I'm going to sell a mat that is the face of a clock. Okay, you're going to take that with you to work. And then you put it under your chair and just start snoozing. And whenever the boss says, you're on the clock, then you can kind of wake up in your half awakened state after snoozing so delightfully at work while you're on the clock. And when your boss says, you're on the clock, you can say, I know, and then go right back to sleep because you would literally be
Unemployed.
on the clock. There you go. Somehow that tied into National Rehydration Day. So
I don't know how, but
no idea either.
I enjoyed it.
Today is Rick's favorite day, by the way. It's also National Clean Out Your Computer Day.
Oh, yeah.
What does your desktop on your computer look like? Your desktop, a desktop.
It's got a lot of little icons over here and a lot of little Word documents over here and a couple of spreadsheets down here.
Is it organized?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Mine is icons all over the screen, everywhere.
Well, that's what Kay's looks like.
And what I do is I right-click, and sometimes there's not even room for it to add another folder. So what I end up doing is I add another monitor, extend the desktop.
Hey, what the heck? It works, right?
But what I do on mine is I'll right-click, create a folder, and call it junk or unused icons or unsorted, and then I dump all of them into the folder that says unsorted. And then about 2 or 3 months later, it's all filled up again. So I actually have a hierarchy of multiple unsorted folders that you can just go through. It's really
Why do you do that?
I don't know. It's just fun. It's clutter.
Okay, if I don't use an icon, I delete it.
It's today is the day to do that. But for me, it's clean out your computer day today.
You probably have about 3 bakeries worth of cookies in there, right?
I do. A couple of other things today. It's National Cut the Cord Day. That's still a thing. Cut the cord. Please don't cut that one, Rick. Won't be able to talk to you. You don't hear that phrase too much anymore.
No, you don't.
It's anti-cable day, anti-cable television day today.
I don't have cable television.
I don't either. I haven't had it for a long time.
Me either. I do have some streaming services I pay for. I got one last night so Kay could watch Super Bowl.
Then see, that's the thing. You get it yesterday, and then you cancel it the day after.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird to think about how all that's changed over the years. The internet has made all that possible.
Mm-hmm.
I used to talk to a lot of folks that were seasoned in the radio industry, and they would always say that, well, radio is always going to be here. It's always going to be the number one thing. And I kind of argued that for a reason, because digital is taking over so much. And I said one day when the internet is super affordable to where it's almost like a birthright to have the internet, and we're getting to that point to where it's almost a birthright now to have the internet. When that day happens, auto manufacturers will start building internet apps into their dashboards that won't require your cell phone to be with you. Mm-hmm. We're starting to see that. And now digital media in the vehicle is starting to become a very big industry and a big thing.
I have a 2020 with the option. I could have had the option to have a wireless router in there.
Your truck that you let me borrow, that deck that you had in there had a connection, to Bluetooth in and listen to your... So, I mean, this technology, and it's not to say that radio's ever going to go away. I think it's always going to be an important thing, obviously. I mean, we just launched a radio station with Spirit 94.3 and as a low-power FM because we wanted to reach more people. But I think a lot of it, too, is this mentality of those of us that grew up with radio. There's something magical about just pushing a button and turning it on that we've taken for granted, and we're used to that, so our brains are programmed to think, well, if it's not through that radio dial, then it's not really radio. But the reality is, how many times do we pick up our phones every day, tap a button, and open up an app?
Yeah.
That's what audio has turned into, And radio is still very important. We're going to promote it because it reaches people. But digital media is a big, big deal. And I'm tying all this in to cut the cord because I remember when we decided to go to YouTube TV. Mm-hmm. It was a big deal because we were so used to the cable company. Yep. We had all the channels. We had the DVRs. We had all that stuff. But then this thing called YouTube TV came out.
Yeah.
And back then it was $39.99. And it was everything that you needed, all your local channels. And that became a thing because the internet bandwidth is so tremendous now. Back in the day, you couldn't have ever done it with dial-up, obviously.
I remember dial-up.
Rick and I are going to start speaking to each other in
dial-up.
In analog. He can look at... but technology has changed. So, and then you got guys like Elon Musk who are just super wizards of... Who I don't understand how those guys have the brain power that they do. I heard that Elon plans every minute of his schedule, like down to the minute of what he's going to do every day. I wonder how many minutes it takes him to plan by the minute, though. Does he?
I wonder if he puts that in the plan.
He blocks off 52 minutes to plan every minute every day. But think about it. The guy had a vision, and this is nothing political. I'm not going down. I'm talking about just a guy with a great mind. And what he's been able to do with Tesla and the electric vehicles.
Yeah.
And now that is becoming a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
What do I mean by that? I mean, people thought before it was just this kind of modern convenience, a cool thing, something that only the elite had. Electric cars now, some of them are cheaper than the gas-powered vehicles. And Tesla has been an amazing company. Yeah. I honestly want an electric truck because the technology now has gotten so good, Rick, that it is now economically feasible. And what happened was a friend of mine said, man, I pay like $5 a month in electricity for my Tesla. And he drives it all the time. And I said, well, what about if you, and he's a sports broadcaster. I said, well, what about if you have to drive 300 miles? He goes, check this out. And he plugged, and it's a 2017 model.
Yeah.
He ended up getting that car for like $18,000 with the tax credits and all that. And it's an awesome car. He sits there and shows me. He goes, oh, no problem. He plugs in the address and he's like, oh, well, I can stop here for 15 minutes at the supercharger and recharge my car. And I'm like, wow, how does that work?
I don't know. I don't have an electric.
Have you ever ridden in one of those things?
Nope.
We need to get Sam to give us a test drive. Doesn't he have a Tesla? Sam over at LeBaron?
I don't know.
I think he does. Sam?
I know David Beatty does.
David? I think of that Independence Day movie.
I only know that because he stopped me when I was coming out of the hospital the other day, and he was sitting in one.
I think of what is it, Independence Day? Did you ever watch that movie? And David's dad, the way he says his name, David. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Anyways, Rick, what's on your mind today? It's just kind of a free for all for the next 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, you don't want to know what's on my mind.
I'd like to know everything.
Really?
Yeah.
It's mainly a vast echoing space. So you've always got thoughts running around there. I'm perfectly capable of thinking about nothing.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
How do you eliminate your thoughts and not think? I cannot think of a void brain, what that would feel like in my head.
Oh, it feels great. You should try it.
I can't do it.
Am I shining on you?
You missed something else that we installed.
What was that?
Blinds.
I
or
thought
shutters.
those were here last time.
No, we have shutters now.
I see that. I thought they were there last time.
No, we have moved up. See,
oh, that's right. You had a big screen there.
Yeah, the nasty, ugly green screen.
Yeah.
Now we have shutters. Thank you to Ward Furniture.
Nobody
and Flooring.
saw that?
No, Ward Furniture and Flooring. Big shout out, Dave Ward. They have been so good to us.
They've been good to us too.
They said we support this ministry and what you are doing, and they blessed us with the flooring in here, in this studio, and then with those shutters. I was like, man, that is incredible. What a great family.
They are.
They're so good. It's National Toothache Day today.
I no longer have that problem.
No toothaches for you.
No toothaches at all, ever.
Quick story. One time, I miss playing jokes with my grandmother. I miss her so much. I miss her. I miss my grandma immensely. We had such a wonderful friendship. She was a good lady. And I don't know, something special. When I would take her places, she was so proud of me. And she was always telling everybody, this is my grandson. This is my grandson. And I can't wait. One day, hopefully, I'll be able to be a grandfather. And although I waited very late to have children, so I'm going to be a
You're going to be an elderly grandfather.
Yeah, I'm going to be a grandfather when my children are in high school. You know, and what do I mean by that? I mean that I'm going to be old enough to be their grandfather. I don't want to be a grandfather when they're in high school. Let me rephrase that.
I'm a grandfather.
But you're a younger grandfather.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to be close to 60 when my children are in high school. That's a scary thought.
I'm close to 70, and I have a granddaughter who has already graduated high school. Actually, I've got a granddaughter and grandson.
See, I'm thankful, but boy, I waited too long. But I wouldn't change it for the world. And I encourage any young people out there and parents, look, I'm going to tell my children, you find somebody and fall in love in your 20s and have babies. Don't wait till you're 40 to have babies like daddy. But don't rush it. Don't rush into it. But you find the right person. If the Lord, and now it's all up to the Lord, honestly. But we have a little willpower in the mix of that. So you pray about it and say, Lord, bring me somebody in my 20s and get that out of the way. Get it done.
Get it done.
I don't recommend
Start raising them.
Yeah.
But remember to go on date night so you have something to talk about after they're gone.
Yes, which is something Bridget and I are starting to work on. We need to work on that because, man, you get so busy with children and life that it's not that you forget about, it's just there's so much going on.
Yeah, well, if you don't talk about the things that brought you together in the first place, you grow apart.
That's it. Well, Rick, we're going to get rolling. A little early cutout today. I've got to be on a Zoom call in the next couple of minutes.
I know. You need to get on that and just give it your best.
One of the dumplings joining us today, Rick Boehning.
Dumpling number 4.
Dumpling number 4. Dude, that's got a good ring to it.
I like it.
It's like a top 10
I may have
list.
to put that on my license plate.
D-U-M. What is it?
Dump number 4. You can have 7 letters.
7. D-U-M-P-N-O-4. It
There you
works. Dump no 4. Coming at you live.
Nobody would know what that meant.
Rick, man, thank you for hanging out. Have a blessed day, brother, and thank y'all for everything y'all do at Tomorrow's Promise.
Thank you, Rob, for being who you are and your ministry.
Teared me up.
It's okay.
All right. Hey, for Rick Boehning, Kay Boehning, who left a little bit ago, I'm Rob Hipp reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there needs you. Until next time, we'll see you back tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:30, back here on Good Morning Huntsville. See you, Rick.
See you, Rob. See ya.